guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with another Christmas video. I'm aware it is still the beginning of November and I am now 3 Christmas videos in, but I can't get enough. I love this time of the year. I love this time of reading, this season of reading. I love Christmas romances, so I am here with the ultimate guide to Christmas romances, meaning my favorites. I am taking this from my Instagram graphic I made. If you're following me on Instagram, I do tons of graphics over there and book recommendations, and this one is full of them. I'm not going to talk about every single one on here, but I'm going to go through my top like 20-ish, maybe more close to 30. So my top 30 favorite Christmas romances that I want you to read this upcoming season if you're in the mood for Christmas romances as well. I will also be doing a TBR video coming soon as well, and I'm just thriving. I read 5 Christmas romances this past weekend. You should have seen that vlog already. I had the best time. I just love everything about Christmas. I'm in my Disney Christmas sweatshirt. I went to Disney for Christmas for the first time last year and it was absolutely magical. So we're gonna go ahead and get to all of my favorite Christmas romances I would recommend you pick up because they are so good. So we're gonna start with some newer reads of mine. The first 2 I actually read for the vlog that I did over the weekend, and then I do have another one that I read in September that I loved. So we are already starting off strong. The first one is a second chance romance called 'Tis the Season for a Cowboy by Ava Hunter. I love Ava Hunter. She definitely writes more angsty, like ranch cowboy romances. She does usually have suspense in hers, and this one doesn't have suspense. It is second chance between a divorced couple. One of my favorite tropes, but they did get divorced because they lost a child, so do know that if you do pick this one up. But she wants to go to their shared cabin that they have in Montana for Christmas and her birthday because it's around Christmas, and they agreed that she would get it that year even though they switch off every year normally, and he forgets, her ex, and he is already there, and they get snowed in together, which is one of my absolute favorite tropes of a Christmas romance, and they do have to kind of reconcile and address what went wrong and that they love each other still. I really like this one and definitely check this one out. It is on the shorter side. These are a mix of like novellas and full-blown novels, so just keep that in mind. But the next one is Say It Doesn't Snow by Veronica Eden. I also really enjoyed this one. It is snowed in as well, and this one is kind of second chance. It's like second chance at a first chance, which is one of my favorite tropes. So this one, she and her best friend's brother had a little fling when they were 19, and now it has been like 7 years later, they're both in their 20s, and he is a professional hockey player, and he actually left her behind to pursue his passion for hockey, and he has always regretted it. Like, she's the one that got away, and so she ends up going to the family's cabin for kind of an escape, and he wants to go as well because he just got let go from his hockey team for really unfair reasons, and so he is going, and her best friend cancels on her, and now it's her and her best friend's brother snowed in at this cabin together, and they're stuck. She's a baker. She has her own bakery too. They do have to confront what went wrong. That is so hard to say. Confront what went wrong together, and they fall in love, and I really enjoyed this. I will say, with books like this one and the Ava Hunter, they're like around 200 pages, so the ending is definitely very quick, so just know that going in, but like the rest, so good. Really enjoyed this one. Then we have the Queen of Christmas right now, and that is B.K. Borison, one of my OGs. I remember reading this when it was still indie published, and I read it in like September. I was like, I just need Christmas right now, so I read this one and fell in love. This is fake dating best friends romance. She has a Christmas tree farm and she enters it into a competition in order to have a feature on this influencer's social medias, and she makes up a story about like having this farm with her boyfriend who she's madly in love with, and she doesn't have a boyfriend, so they have to fake date, and it's at a Christmas tree farm, which is also one of my favorite settings for a Christmas romance. OG Christmas romance that everybody loves. Highly, highly, highly recommend. It is so good. But I also, this September, it's just a trend to read B.K. Borison in September when she writes a Christmas romance, but Good Spirits was literally everything I wanted and more. It just came out in October, and it is a ghost romance. It is literally, he is the ghost of Christmas past, and he died in the early 1900s, and now he's been haunting people, showing them where they went wrong, trying to like save them, and he is given our heroine, and he's very confused because he's like, your memories don't show a bad person like they normally do. So he's like, why am I even with you? So they have to unravel that, and they are falling madly in love. And she has candy canes, she has these cute Christmas pajamas, literally everything I wanted and more in a Christmas romance, and I kind of already want to reread it. So this might actually be a reread in December, and I never reread books, but so good. And just look at the Christmas amazingness. And I do have the Target special edition. It's red and it's gorgeous. Love her. And then we also have some fun holiday novellas from Rebecca Genchak. These are actually now out in audio because I've seen that on her social media, but it is Holiday with the Players. So we have, one of them is called Snowed In with the Player, and then one of them is, yes. So we have Snowed In with the Player. She does go, I think, to like a cabin for Snowed In with the Player, and then her brother crashes it with some of his friends, and one of the friends she really likes. And so this is, I think, a brother's best friend is Snowed In with the Player, and then her sister gets the other book. They are twin sisters, so the other twin gets the other book, and she falls for her brother's rival, and this one's hockey. I feel like I end up reading a lot of hockey Christmas romances that don't center around hockey. They're just hockey players, and I really like it, and these are pretty short. This is both of the books in one, so you can fly through this, and I really enjoyed this one. Rebecca Genchak just writes really fun romances. Check this one out, and check out the audio that just came out as well. Then I do have A Festive Feud by Maren Moore, where it is small town feuding families, and they end up getting into a little bit of trouble because of their feuding, and the only proposition to solve this is they both have to co-host the Christmas party this year, because they would host their separate parties and it'd be like who would go to each one. So they are forced to co-host this party together and plan it. So it is very much rivals to lovers during the Christmas time. Again, Maren Moore, I have one over there I forgot to grab, but I'll talk about that one next. But she writes definitely a lot shorter ones too that are like 150, 200 pages that you will fly through as well. I actually skipped the first one in this series, so I'll have to go back and read that. So the Mistletoe Bet is the first one in the Strawberry Hollow series. I haven't read that one. Just talked about A Festive Feud, and then the next one is The Christmas List. This one, our heroine is a teacher. She had fallen in love previously and he left, and now he is back as one of her students' parents. So he is a single dad, and the daughter really wants them to compete in like the Christmas competitions that go around in their small town. A very small town, second chance, single dad, and they do end up doing that, and obviously they're gonna grow closer as they're trying to compete in these Christmas challenges together. This one was definitely my favorite out of the two that I've read. I do have to go back and read book one, but Maren Moore always delivers on her Christmas novellas, so definitely recommend checking them out, especially 2 and 3. I'll have to go back and read book one. Then we do have Morgan Elizabeth. So the one that I recently read is Big Nick Energy, and this one is a single mom romance, and he is a cowboy, and they meet, and he is so, this one is, he's so head over heels. Like he is a, if he wanted to, he would. He ends up coming over, he accidentally introduces Elf on the Shelf, and the mom is just like, I do not have time for this. She is so overworked, so annoyed. He literally comes over every single morning to do the Elf on the Shelf, or every night. He comes over every day, drives like an hour and a half each way just to come and do Elf on the Shelf for her daughters. She actually had matched with his son on Tinder, and I think it was Tinder. Yeah, so, and he's like, you know what, you'd actually be perfect for my dad. And so that's why she ends up meeting him at his Christmas tree farm, and then the whole Elf on the Shelf thing happens, and then he's always around, and it is very, very cute. I did enjoy this one. And then the one that she is most known for is 'Tis the Season for Revenge, where our heroine, she's dating a really awful guy. He breaks up with her, very much kind of like Legally Blonde, like he's just like, I'll never take you seriously, and she's like very pink. My graphic just started playing Justin Bieber Christmas, so sorry about that, but he ends up breaking up with her, and she is on like a dating app and finds his boss and decides to date his boss for revenge. And it goes from there, and it's really, really, really good. The next one I'm going to recommend is actually point 5 to a series, and I actually think book 1 came out already, but it wasn't Christmas, and I don't know if the next one is Christmas, but the next one comes out in November. So this one was Christmas, but it ends on an HFN. So there's no HEA, there's no happily ever after. It's a happy for now, and so I'm kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that, but I loved this one, so I'm gonna recommend it. So The Hero's Brother was, it's Once Upon a Christmas Tree by Lulu Moore. I forgot to say the title, but The Hero's Brother ends up being left at the altar, so he decides to join him in Colorado, and it's like very small Christmas town, and he hates Christmas for reasons. It's very damaged, and he falls for this woman who works at the like big Christmas shop in town. They end up spending a lot of time together because she'll work at the shop, she works at the bar, she has her own ranch that she runs, and so she's literally everywhere in town, and he sees her a lot too, and he ends up spending a lot of time with her, and they're falling in love, and you're like, okay, how's this gonna work, because he is British, so he's not from Colorado, and they end on a happy for now, and you don't know like how they're gonna work out, and I don't know when their book is, because I actually don't think book 1 is even their book, but super Christmassy. I love the atmosphere. I gave this 5 stars. I loved it. So just know that going in though, that there's no conclusion to their story yet. Then I do have Wreck My Plans by Jillian Meadows. This made me fall in love with Jillian Meadows. She has had a crush on her brother's best friend, but they end up not seeing each other for 3 years and they have been avoiding each other. So she agrees to go home because she thinks he's not going to be there, and then he changes his plans and decides that he is going to be home but doesn't know that she's going to be there, and so they are around each other a lot. And I think he is actually staying at the house, like her family's house, where she is staying as well, so they definitely cannot avoid each other. He's worried that falling for her will upend like his entire life and everything he's worked for, so he doesn't want to risk that. But obviously they're spending a lot of time together. It's very forced proximity. They have to do a lot of things together for the holiday season. Obviously they fall in love, and I really, really, really love this one, and it made me fall in love with Jillian Meadows' writing and wanting to read everything else that she's written. But she has actually not written another Christmas romance, but I loved this one. Then we have another author that I fall in love with that I can't wait to read more of, and that is Catherine Walsh with Holiday Romance. This one I think blows up every year, and I just get very excited that it does because this one is so good, because it is a traveling home for the holidays romance, which I love that trope as well. This one, they only ever see each other once a year when they both fly home to Scotland together? Ireland. Where do they live? Dublin. So Dublin, Ireland. They go to Dublin every single year from Chicago. They share some wine and they just catch up, and their flights get canceled. So they literally are going like on this trip, a crazy whirlwind trip around the world, trying to get home together and falling in love. And it is so good. She has another one that she came out with last year that is at the top of my TBR this year, so that will be in my TBR video, but Catherine Walsh is definitely a staple for a holiday romance. And then I do have The Gingerbread Bakery by Lori Gilmore. She does have The Christmas Tree Farm, but I actually didn't love that one, so I'm not recommending it in this video. This one, I loved. This one's a second chance romance, and it's around a wedding, and it's definitely more of like a second chance at a first chance. So they kind of had a fling in college, and then the hero left to chase his dreams of traveling around the United States, and they were supposed to meet up a year later, and he ghosted her. Now one of their friends is getting married, and they have to go on a lot of wedding shenanigan errands together and spend a lot of time together and confront what went wrong in the past, which is always a staple in second chance romances, and I love this one so much. So emotional, so good. It definitely had some Christmas in it. Then we have My Darling December. I always say that wrong. My December Darling by Lauren Asher. This one was like a surprise release last year, and it was so good. Wedding romance as well during the holiday season, and her sister is actually marrying her ex. She's not mad about it at all. They like really weren't that serious, but her ex's best friend is who she's interested in, and they are both part of the wedding party and have to spend a lot of time together, and it is so good. It is so cute. I believe there was like Lego building in here, if I remember correctly. That was adorable, and I just really, really love this. And again, pretty short. This one was 232 pages, so if you want something that really scratches the itch but is not too long, this one's perfect. One that I believe is like super underrated is The Holiday Swap. This really reminds me of those Vanessa Hudgens Christmas movies. This is by Maggie Knox, and they are sisters who actually end up swapping places. One of them's a chef, and she gets hit in the head and loses her ability to taste, and she has to judge a competition soon, and she is freaking out about it. The other sister is running their family's bakery back at home and is definitely stressing out. They decide to swap lives for the holiday season. One of them falls for a really cute firefighter, and the other one falls for a physician's assistant, and they have to pretend though to be each other, so it definitely gets a little messy. I love this. I am shocked. The ratings, it's a 3.57 average on Goodreads. I gave it 5 stars. I loved it, so don't let those ratings scare you away. This was so good, especially if you love the like Netflix Hallmarky movies. You will love this one. The next one is for my romantic suspense friends, and that is The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Allie Carter. I actually loved Allie Carter's like spy series back when I was in high school, and this one is between two writers who absolutely cannot stand each other, but they're invited to this really prolific writer's house, this like grand estate in the middle of winter near Christmas, and they are there, and something happens where she disappears from a locked room, and they're like, where did she go? So they have to team up together to find her, and they fall in love in the process. So if you like that kind of like cozy mansion setting, mystery, fall in love, this is perfect. Then I have Can I Tell You Something, which I read last year. I listened to it. Highly recommend listening to the audio. The hero narrates spicy things, and he has like this whole basically like business empire where he narrates spicy stuff, like not spicy books, but like spicy things, and the heroine loves it. He though is anonymous, so like no one knows he does it. So it's his best friend's sister, so they end up coming together for some reason for the holidays, and he's really intrigued by her, so he looks her up on social media, realizes that she follows his account of his like audio business, and sends him like all these fan messages and stuff, and so he knows exactly who she is, and she doesn't know who he is. She doesn't know that he knows that she likes his stuff as his secret job. It is so fun. I really love that premise, and just the whole audio experience is so immersive and amazing, and definitely recommend if you want something very unique for the holiday season. Then I have Gifted to His Dad, which is what it sounds like. The son brings his girlfriend home for Christmas, and she has some fun with the dad. And I had fun reading this. Then we have Children Thrilled, which is another age gap romance where the heroine actually falls for her best friend's dad, who is also her boss. So she works for him, and they have such insane chemistry, but they're like, we could never, ever, ever like betray her best friend, his daughter, like that. And so everyone ends up going home for the holidays or like with other loved ones. So she's alone. She actually lives with his daughter, and she is on her way home and ends up getting run over or almost run over by a car. He actually saves her, and she hits her head. And so they go to the doctor, and she has a concussion. So he's like, come home with me. They get snowed in together. And it is so good. This one's also pretty short. I love this one. Cleo White became one of my favorite authors because of this book, and I've read everything she's published since, so definitely recommend this one. Kiss Her Once for Me by Alison Cochrane is a sapphic one, and it is so good. They had a fling last Christmas, or one of the Christmases before, and one of them left and never spoke to them again. And now the guy needs to get an inheritance, so she ends up offering to marry him to get this inheritance, and he brings her home to his family as his fiance. His sister is the girl she spent some time with, and then there is so much drama in this family, and it was so fun. The parents are amazing, and it's just like coming home for Christmas, drama unraveling, and her realizing that the other girl is who she really wants to be with, and it is so good. So fun. I really like this one. I do have Christmas in the Scottish Highlands. This one, our heroine is a teacher, and she actually ends up giving up her house to a family in need from school, and she ends up moving into this giant Scottish estate because she almost ran over this woman. And the woman is like, you don't have somewhere to stay with me. So she stays, and she agrees to help this woman with like all of her Christmas wishes. And her son comes around, and he's like, you're trying to take advantage of a poor old woman during the holidays. Who are you? What do you want? I know you're not actually genuine. And she's like, back up. I'm a nice person. I'm actually trying to help your mother here, and so we can just chill. And so they end up having to live around each other, and they fall in love, and I thought this was just so fun. I've never seen anybody talk about it, but I really liked it. It is the grandson, not the son, but still same plot. The next two I did give 3.5 stars, but I do want to recommend it in case you end up liking it. These two I did read for my reading vlog that I just did as well. So we have Sleigh Bells and Snowstorms by Claire Kingsley. This one's actually like a spy romance. So just know that it is a small town romance, and the hero is basically this spy who kind of tries to find missing art, and so he's hired to find this piece, and it leads him to this woman's small town, and he gets to know her. She lives with her sister and her sister's daughter, so she's basically helping raise her sister's daughter, who is a single mom, and she ends up kind of helping out this spy try to find this missing artwork during Christmas. So it's definitely very cute, and I did enjoy it, so definitely check it out if you like that plot. And then the other one is Holiday Switch by Tori Jean. This one, she is in love with her best friend of 3 years, and she has told her family that she's actually dating him because she had her heart broken by her high school sweetheart. And so she's like, I'm fine, I have a new boyfriend. It's time to take him home for Christmas. And he breaks his leg as a gymnast. And so he's like, hey, you can take my twin brother home instead, who she thinks hates her. He gets on her nerves, and so she has to say yes. So they end up going home for Christmas together, pretending to be a couple, and he has actually liked her the whole time. And you've realized some not great things about her best friend. I do wish there was a little bit better like reconciliation at the end and like confrontational scenes that we were missing that I think were really integral to like the wrapping up of the conflict, the resolution. But overall, I did really enjoy this one, and I did really like the hero. So check that out if you're interested in kind of like a hate to love fake dating romance as well. Then I have Alphemies to Lovers, which is literally like Santa's son. And he ends up going to Florida, where it is like this Christmas land that the heroine works at, and he works there too, and they end up falling in love, and then he takes her back to the North Pole and is like, hey, I'm actually Santa's son. And she's actually an elf but doesn't know it. So it's really fun. If you want more of like kind of the fantastical, we're actually from the North Pole kind of romance, this one will definitely be what you're looking for. And those are all my Christmas romance recommendations. Definitely let me know if you have any favorites down below that I did not talk about. I have even more on my Instagram. I will link that down below. I will link every book I talked about down below as well. And if you've made it this far, leave me a Santa Claus emoji in the comments down below to let me know you've watched. And that is all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.